So it's been 6 months since Boston Mayor Marty Walsh first agreed to bring IndyCar racing to the South Boston waterfront. The plan is to hold races starting next year and every year through 2020. But the idea has been hammered for months by some critics who see it as a big, potentially pricey commitment that'll bring major headaches. But on the other side, as Adam Riley reports, Grand Prix of Boston CEO still maintains the road ahead will be a smooth one.
In less than a year, about 25 IndyCar drivers will take this 2.2-mile loop at speeds pushing 180 miles an hour, flying down Congress Street, curving in front of the convention center, and heading back to the start via D Street. And then, as the decibel count hits jackhammer levels and tens of thousands of fans scream their approval, they'll do it around 90 more times. Marty Walsh agreed to host the race back in May. Since then, it's drawn an abundance of criticism, prompting the mayor to do some griping of his own.
I think it's okay to think outside the box as a city, and I think that, we automatically, sometimes there's a mindset of automatically going to no on certain things.
Spend a few minutes with Grand Prix of Boston CEO Mark Peroni, though, and you get the impression everything is going just fine.
I haven't seen a market that we've had such a positive commercial response. We've to date signed 52 sponsors for the event, and we're a year out, which is really unheard of.
It's not that Peroni is unaware of the backlash. He just thinks the issues have been resolved or will be soon. Case in point, taxpayer liability. The original agreement said the city would cover everything from road improvements to trash pickup to offices for race organizers. Now Peroni says those obligations are gone.
We are asking for zero taxpayer dollars. We've gone and reworked the city license with the mayor and the administration. We are picking up all of the municipal costs.
Grand Prix of Boston still has to reach separate agreements with the state, Massport, and the Mass Convention Center Authority, deals City Hall wanted done last week. That didn't happen, but Peroni says not to worry.
Imminent's a good word. Done deal, I'm not sure. But I can tell you that I'm sure that City Hall will be very pleased, as will the agencies, with the progress that we've made on all fronts.
Then there's the touchy question of public input. Critics claim there wasn't any, but Peroni says that's not true.
We've done, I think, a pretty good job with an outreach program, a community outreach program, which we started in April, and talking and getting information.
When you were listening to neighbors in the weeks before you made the deal with City Hall, who were some of the people you were talking with?
We had invitations to talk to a number of the South Boston waterfront merchant associations. We've talked to neighborhood associations, condo associations, trustees.
This is all before the deal was made?
Some of them were before.
Still, Peroni expects the public will have more questions, and so
we'll institute now a monthly invitational meeting to neighbors, folks from both the commercial and residential neighborhoods that want to go, or areas that want to come in and talk to us and offer suggestions. We will listen.
Of course, Grand Prix of Boston seems to be a done deal, but Peroni insists that community engagement can still be meaningful. Meanwhile, predictions for the event's financial impact are evolving. There was early talk of 250,000 visitors over 3 days, generating up to $80 million in direct and indirect spending. Now, Peroni is a bit less bullish.
Our wish was for 250,000 people. Our expectations are somewhere between 150 to 200. I think would be somewhere between 60 and 80 million, by probably more comfortable at 60 at the end of the day.
But his conviction that the race will be a boon to Boston seems unshakable.
Bring an appetite, bring your buddies and your families, and I think you're going to have a spectacular time.
Adam Riley, WGBH News.
Peroni also says Grand Prix of Boston has had productive negotiations with the Seaport Lofts Condominium Association, which urged Mayor Walsh to cancel the race earlier this year. We'll try to confirm that with them. And for the record, the final contract between the city and Grand Prix of Boston remains unsigned.